What's going on, guys? I'm Renegade, and this is my 1993 XJ600. Alright, doesn't look stock, does it? Yeah. Now, you've seen my previous videos, and I'll have a playlist linked in the description. You'll know this is not what it looked like, not even a month ago. And if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I've been talking about doing a conversion on the front end, putting on the FZR 600 nose, front cowling, the windscreen, and using the clip-on handlebars from the FZR series instead of the stock XJ600 series. Well, there it is. So what I did for this is I actually took off all the front end things. I took off the bracket for the headlight, for the cluster, for the cowling that was on the bike. And I actually put on the one for the FZR. Bolted up the same, easy enough. Put that on. Got the FZR headlight. I've got the FZR cowling, which needed some repair, hence the Bondo. Lots of Bondo. And the original cowling only stopped about here. You can see the original line right there. So I had to make this extended piece right here. Simple piece made out of metal. Bent it and adhered it and bolted it and then bondoed it. So this is all one piece now. Still got a couple little things to do. I got to trim that up. I got to check my edging here. What I want to do is I got to stop rocking this horrible mix-match color scheme thing. So I'm going to take the fairing off, sand it down. Actually, I might sand it down in place. Just take the windscreen off, then sand it down. Then take the whole thing off, and we're going to paint it today. Or at least get it to the point where it's black. Catch strike, so I don't lose bolts. Alright, so one little thing I forgot about is the fact that I still have the headlight on. And I don't want to destroy the headlight lens while I'm sanding. So I did have to take the whole fairing off the bike. It's naked inside. But now that it's off, now I'll be able to sand it. It was actually a lot of fun because with the FZR, the headlight is bolted through the bracket to the fairing. It's not like other things where the headlight is bolted to the bike and the fairing goes over it. No, it's all bolted on together. One big piece. Paint. But now, time to sand it. Sanding takes forever. Alright, so now all the sanding's done. It's been wiped down. And here it is. Now, I brought it to the backyard. That's why I got room to spray it. Now, I will be using rattle cans for this, just because there's no point in me getting a full quart of primer and of black just to do one piece of plastic. So I'm going to use the rattle cans from Rust-Oleum. Got self-etching primer. That's good because it makes everything else stick to all different surfaces. Regular primer, well, automotive primer, and then the black that the whole piece will be. So first, we're going to start with this. Alright, so the first step is a real light coat, which is what I just did. I'm going to wait a couple minutes, then I'm going to give it an actual coat of the self-etching primer, then give it a few minutes, and then I'll go to the regular primer. Now, while the self-etching primer is still wet, I'm going to hit it with the regular primer. Best to do it while it's still tacky, this way everything adheres properly. Alright, so the black will take 2 coats. I always give things at least 2 coats no matter what. Maybe 3, we'll see how it works out. And with that, the paint is done. See my reflection? Yeah. Alright, so it's not perfect. It still needs to be wet sanded, but now it's at least black. It's still a little tacky right now, so I gotta wait a bit. So I'm gonna let it finish curing, then give it some wet sanding, a couple of little things I gotta do, and I'll probably clear coat it tomorrow. So let's put a pause on that. Well, I'll pause. You guys, it'll be a split second for you. Just wait. Alright guys, so day 2 of trying to paint. And I ran into a small problem yesterday. I did try and spray the clear coat on, but apparently my gun was set too high, although I don't know how, and I ended up spraying the paint too thick, which meant that it all cracked. So I actually had to sand the entire thing back down. So this is a lesson. If you're going to be painting, make sure that you're not putting the paint on too thick. If you do, you end up with some serious problems. So I resanded, had to paint the whole thing black again. Now the weather was, well, the weather wasn't too bad. It was a little gray. It wasn't too bad though. But since I had to just repaint the black real fast, I actually sprayed it in the garage because I'm just using a rattle can, so I don't need much space. And went inside for a moment, and it started raining, and the wind blew into the garage. So I actually ended up with rain on the semi-wet fairing. Take a look. All those are raindrops. Now, if I'm lucky, the rain isn't into the paint too much, and once I know it's completely dry, it's not tacky, I can wet sand, and then I can do the clear coat. We're gonna have to find out. So, here's hoping. Fingers crossed. Also, slight change. because of what I used yesterday in terms of the clear coat, I'm actually almost out of the clear coat paint itself now. So I'm going to have to adapt for that too. I'm going to have to go to a rattle can instead, because rattle cans, you know, $5-6 compared to almost $30 for a full quart when all I need to paint is this one thing. So, little change, not going to affect anything too much. But fingers crossed that that paint isn't jacked up. Alright, so it does look like I was lucky. The rain didn't mess up the paint that much. Got a couple little spots, nothing major. Does involve respraying it black one more time. It's going to have like 3 coats of black on it, but 3 coats is better than 1 coat. You know, can't go wrong. So right now, I'm actually sitting here with a heater on it. Tell me that's not ridiculous. But then the next step will be to spray it clear, and I'm going to do the same thing, put the heater on it, and be good to go pretty soon. Can't wait to get this thing back on the bike and actually see it in all its glory. Alright, so I'm partway through doing the clear coat process. Really tight quarters right now. That's why I'm not filming the actual spraying process. But I'm pretty far along. Take a look-see. Obviously, I've got the roll-up door open for ventilation because it's not a very big garage and I'm spraying right here in this little area. Don't really feel like getting high off of paint fumes. Not that much fun. And I've got the heater on it to try and like help cook it a little bit because of the temperature. But it's coming along pretty well. Obviously, I will have to wet sand, but I still got a couple more coats I want to do. Wet sanding is one of the most pain in the butt and boring things I think that you can ever do. But it's a very integral part in a paint job. Luckily, I only have to do one fairing, not the entire bike again. But I've gotten to that stage. It's all wet sanding, then buffing, and then the whole bike needs a wash. But gotten to that point now where I think it's time to take a break. Well, you guys take a break. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to end the video here. So, next time, you'll actually get to see the completed bike. The whole new fairing with all its paint, the whole 9 yards. And I'll talk about how it rides now compared to how it rode before. So, if you're looking forward to that, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this whole project. So, I'll see you guys next time. Keep rocking and rolling. I'll keep taking care of business.